Hey friends, what is up? My name is Daniel from iosoundstudio.com, and my goal is to impact the world with music and to inspire and teach others to do the very same thing. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why you should use ear candy in your music production. We live in an era where attention spans are rapidly decreasing. It's honestly almost scary. The average attention span for a person is only 8.25 seconds. Yes, that is correct. You did hear me right. 8.25 seconds. The average attention span in the average human dropped by almost 25% over the course of 15 years from 2000 to 2015, dropping from 12 seconds to a measly 8 seconds on average. Now, to give you some context, the average attention span of a goldfish is 9 seconds. So that means the average attention span of the typical person is 0.75 seconds shorter than the attention span of the average goldfish. Now, unfortunately, this phenomenon doesn't only affect social media in the video platforms and streaming video platforms, etc., but it also affects music as well. If you want to keep your listeners continually engaged and interested in your music, you need to incorporate ear candy in your productions. Putting ear candy in your songs not only keeps your songs interesting, but it also helps distinguish your songs and your specific sound from the hundreds of thousands of songs that are put into circulation every year. In today's culture, people essentially have the ability to listen to music completely free of charge and have the ability to listen to whatever music they want. They have an endless variety of music. And so it's our job as music producers to keep them interested and keep our songs engaging. So I'm going to say it again for you if you didn't hear me the first time. If you want to keep your listeners interested and engaged in your music, then you need to incorporate ear candy that keeps the listeners interested in the music that you spent so many hours working on. Now, what is ear candy? To answer the question, ear candy is typically any additional piece of music that most commonly falls between musical phrases. This could be something like distortion, it could be something like delay, it could be something like reverb, it could be some sort of vocal effect, it could be some sort of guitar lick, especially in country, bluegrass, and folk music. It could be a vocal chop, it could be an ad-lib, it could be basically anything that's different from the overlying melody of the primary vocal. Now, before I actually get into any specific examples from these songs, if you want to check out the full breakdowns of these songs, you can go to my Patreon and check it out. It's linked below in my description, and I go into more depth about what these songs actually look like. Now, without further ado, here are 3 examples of ear candy that I have actually heard or produced in songs that I've worked on. Here's an example of a song that I worked on for a friend called As I Am. Check it out. Now here in this particular clip of music, the additional ad-libs are acting as doubles and are acting as ear candy that give an extra layer of interest to this part of the song. Now here's actually another example of ear candy in one of my own songs that I put out last year called Like You. Check it out. So in this clip, what I actually did is I took a vocal chop and I automated a bunch of distortion and bit crusher to transition the song from the hook into the next verse and keep it interesting in that transition process. Just to give you some context of what that clip sounds like without any additional effects, this is what the original sample sounds like by itself. Now here is that same clip, but with the added effects onto it. Now, in the context of the whole song, this is what the song sounds like without any of those effects or ear candy. And lastly, here is an example of what the song sounds like with that additional ear candy, adding that interest between the hook and the next verse. And here's one final example of a song that I put out earlier this year called 23, and I use a lot of ear candy in this clip. See if you can actually listen and catch all the little ear candy bits from this clip. Here it is. It's brought me closer to all that I wanna do. Ooh. I keep on running and running, but feel I never get anywhere closer to expectations I haven't met. Now, in this particular clip, there's actually a lot of different things and a lot of different pieces of ear candy that keep the energy really high, that keep interest, and that just make the song feel new and different, and like the song keeps moving forward instead of stagnating or getting stale on this part of the song. And so if you were guessing at what some of those ear candy parts were, they're these. There was oohs kind of on the repeats after I said ooh. There was also a distorted vocal chop, and if you're wearing headphones, you can hear it panning from one side to the next side to keep some sort of stereo image. And there was also a guitar part playing harmonics in between phrases. And so all of those things together sound like this. It's brought me closer to all that I wanna do. Ooh. I keep on running and running, but feel I never get anywhere closer to expectations I haven't met. Self-imposed. And without any of that additional ear candy, that same part of the song sounds like this. It's brought me closer to all that I wanna do. Ooh. I keep on running and running, but feel I never get anywhere closer to expectations I haven't met. It's wildly different, and it actually adds so much more energy and so much more interest in that part of the song. And so for my artists and my producers out there, here is the main takeaway from this video. If you want to keep the interest and the attention of the listener, learn how to use engaging and interesting ear candy in your productions to retain their attention. You want them to see that the song continues to change, it continues to gain momentum, it continues to keep the energy high, and it keeps the listener guessing for what's coming next. And that's what hooks them onto the song, and that's what makes them come back for more for future songs that you put out. Doing this effectively will ultimately radically change the way that your listeners perceive your music, and truly making ear candy is really fun. It always adds new challenges of like, how can I do something different for myself that I haven't done before that I can even stay interested in trying to create and put in my future songs. And so friends, thank you so much for stopping by and checking out this video. As always, I would love it if you hit subscribe and if you hit like on this video and if you shared it with a music producer friend that you think could really benefit from it. Again, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you next week with a new video. See ya.